Hello, everybody. Welcome to Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony Stevens. We broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here in the Drive Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's delivered live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. Ninos is with us. Wednesdays with Mitch. Big Al McMordie. Chris Ruffolo and Rod Zawacky. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. Ruffolo, Mitch, McMordie, Ninos, Zawacky, and I will close it out maybe once or twice. So let's go ahead. Let's get this one underway. And we're ready to roll here on the show. I got NBA, NHL on the board for tonight, as well as lots of college hoops. Let's bring in Chris Ruffolo from Las Vegas, Nevada. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Catch him on the morning shows every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I think we're ready to roll here with Chris. Let's go ahead and bring him in right now. Off in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's roll here. Chris Ruffolo. Chris, what's happening?
Tony, I'll tell you, I love how the drive-thru can be mobile. I can take it with me wherever I go, but I'll always be here whenever I can.
Absolutely. Great to have you here, Chris. And of course, news here at bottom of the hour, maybe a little longer. The semis here went overtime. So we're looking at USA and Team Canada World Juniors. Of course, that's, I know, hockey people are looking forward to this one tonight.
Yeah, it's a little bit dicey, but you know what? It's one of the great rivalries. I love the World Juniors. It's a tradition year after year. Boxing Day it starts, and then like I said, it goes through the new year. It's what I grew up with, and I love it.
Yeah, it should be an interesting game. Good coverage here. They've showed all the rounds here on NHL. It was good to have during the afternoon. You know, I was missing afternoon coverage here. With now the bowl games are gone. You know, and the holidays are behind us.
It feels empty. It definitely does. It feels empty.
It felt a void here. Oh, I got some afternoon, morning stuff to look at. Oh, they got the Juniors Championship going on in NHL Network. So pretty interesting stuff there. First game going overtime. USA and Canada here, bottom of the hour. We got to play from Chris. We got to play from Rod. He likes Canada to win and Canada to win the tournament. So we'll ask Chris a little later in the segment what he thinks. But tonight we'll go to the NBA. Kings here to host the Hawks as Sacramento Lane 1, total 245.
Yeah, Tony, this was a game I was kind of, almost made onto my premium list, but I still love it just as much. I like the Sacramento Kings here. A lot of people always think that, hey, maybe there's a bit of a hangover here after, having such a heartbreaking finish to that game for the Utah Jazz, and maybe the Kings know they got away with one there. But I still think that this Kings team at home is still a very, very solid bet. And on top of the fact, they're 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 games played on no rest. While the Hawks on the road have been sort of a must-go against, they're I'm just trying to pull the number here, 21-43 against the spread in the last 64 road games, and then that number dwindles to 5-22 against the spread in their last 27 road games against a team with a home winning percentage greater than 600. So whenever the Hawks take on the good teams, they usually fall flat on their face. I still think that Trae Young is going to get moved by the deadline. I think if he doesn't, he's going to be the next superstar to be disgruntled with his team. Either that or they're going to make a coaching change, and I don't think that's happening anytime soon. So I think the Hawks are just a team I'm not looking to back for much of anything right now. I'm going to go with the Sacramento Kings at home in this one.
All right, we got Chris here with Sacramento Lane, the one here against Hawks. Interesting you brought that. I have not heard that take here with Trae Young wanting to get out of town. But, I mentioned that. I was talking to someone, I think it was Jay the other day, how it used to be, Trae Young carrying this team, right? He'd have these big games. Hawks would get over the hump. Maybe the moves they made in the offseason, maybe not fitting in with the Young style. That may be leading to him wanting to leave town.
For me, it's more I'm hearing about the rifts he's been having with Nate McMillan and just not agreeing with necessarily the coaching style that's being implemented, and maybe that he feels that the team's not being utilized the best way they could to win games. I think the Atlanta Hawks have to make a postseason run for him to really cement his place, sort of signing an extension, maybe just staying there long term. If they don't, I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if he was on the move in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, the road has not been kind of the Hawks. So they've lost 12 of 18 on the road. They lost 4 straight. The offense is suffering. They're giving up scoring just 110 for 100. And, of course, Sacramento here with Sabonis playing through that broken bone in his thumb. And I was joking with somebody. It didn't surprise me that he played through the injury because look at his last name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one of the toughest dudes you'll ever see, and his father is too. And I don't know. I played with a bunch of my friends are from Lithuania, and they've shown me a bunch of Arvydas Sabonis highlights when I was growing up. Dude's tough as nails, and it's clearly rubbed off on his son.
Yeah, we didn't see him until we didn't see him at his peak. But when he came to the NBA, he was just one tough guy. Played the Lakers really tough. Had the respect of everyone in the league. They really did. He was that very good player. Hawks here will be the dog. So Chris likes Sacramento -1 here against the Hawks. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time. All right, Chris. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we've got a good slew of NBA. Just 3 on the board here from the NHL, but lots of conference action from college basketball. Pretty good card tonight from major conferences in action, doing great work in the NHL. You see the numbers here, but what a great start to the year here. 1,290 units of profit overall from Chris. Also, the last 7 days, last 24 hours, doing great work. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, so I got a few things on the go tonight. I got my $15 NHL power play, my favorite NHL play on the board. Been hitting those like crazy. Hoping to do it again tonight. You can see the numbers. The NHL has been kind to us this season. Also got a 3-pack in both the NBA and college hoops tonight. Or we always talk about this is the time to hop on long term because on top of all the package plays you'll get tonight, I have bonus plays in there for long term subscribers as well. And it's just, like I said, it's just one of the best values you can get, even if you just go for a 3-day. The 3-day is cheaper than buying each of the packages individually tonight, and you'll get an extra 2 days worth of plays as we start to creep towards another loaded weekend. So definitely check that out. Use that promo code PICK for 15% off any purchase of $25 or more. You can always pair me up with someone else per the 2-for-1 capper deal. Get 2 great cappers for 1 great price.
That's right. Get on board with Chris Ruffolo over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results in the NHL for the year as well. All sports combined, doing fantastic work. Chris has his feature play up there at $15. His Wednesday NHL Power Play. Get on board with that. Credit guarantee. Must win, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee. Also in action with college basketball 3-packs, a 3-pack from the NBA, or if you prefer, maybe go with the long term from Chris. That 7-day pass is a great value there to get started. Get all of Chris's premium plays for 7 days, all his NHL, all his NBA, as well as that college football championship game here on a Monday, and of course the NFL here. We got NFL here on Saturday and Sunday. The 7-day pass, a really good value right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save a 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there, right? Chris, is always great having you on the show. We can catch you in the mornings. We can catch you with Rod with the Puck Dog Show with the hockey videos, and of course we got Rod on record here. Now he says Canada laid the goal and a half against Team USA here in the semis. What do you say?
I'm always weary about playing any sort of puck line in a rivalry game like that. I could see it. I would probably be more inclined to go with if you can do a same game parlay, do Canada to win and either Connor Bedard to have an anytime goal or at least have a point, because he's been absolutely electric in this in the knockout rounds. Had one of the goals of the tournament, if not the goal of the tournament, in the overtime game against, I think it was against Slovakia. But he's going to be a stud once he gets his call to the NHL.
There you go, Juniors Championship here, bottom of the hour NHL Network. There you got from Chris, his play there from USA and Canada. All right, Chris, as always, great having you show. Keep up the great work. We'll talk with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. Take it easy.
You got it. Chris Ruffolo here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on here with the show. Up next, well, let's bring him in. It's Mitch. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll go ahead and catch him every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time right here on the channel. Let's bring him in right now. Mitch, what's happening?
Nothing much, Tony. I'm just doing my college basketball videos. You can see I have my company uniform on.
Yes.
So I'm in the studio and figure while I'm here, while everybody else is doing their show, I can knock out the videos. Tomorrow's card is a big card, but as far as videos go, Chris and I really tried to whittle it down just a little bit, stick to some of the quality games out there and just give you guys some good quality game videos and, keep it down to 20 or so.
Yeah, thank goodness they spread out these conference games. I saw an opening line here, USC, UCLA, 13.5. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I just did that video. So that was one of the ones. Just seems to be, they're begging you to take USC with that kind of number, and I don't think they're going to have to beg me too hard. There's some of these games out there when you see those lines like that, and you're just kind of like, oh, man, it's like, you have to go the other way. But in that game, oh, man, I just think it's, it is a rivalry game. We're also talking about Mick Cronin still. So, a little tough for me to buy into UCLA. But I love that backcourt. And I think in the NCAA tournament, I think UCLA could make the Final Four.
Yep, they do. They got to do a little better job around, just look at some of the conference numbers around the bucket. It's been a little weak so far in conference when you look at some of the conference numbers. Tonight, it's conference play tonight, Big Ten Network, top of the hour, Penn State on the road against Michigan. Michigan laying 4, total 141.5.
Both these teams have, had their shares of ups and downs this season, and we've seen Penn State, last time out play extremely well against Iowa as they let the lead dwindle away, but managed to hang on. But we've seen Penn State hold their own, not generally known as a basketball school that's going to be competitive year in and year out. So generally, those are the type of teams that we find some value on. And I think this year's Penn State team, you do find value. Meanwhile, a team like Michigan is always overvalued, and hopefully Al McMordie's not watching while I'm saying this, but they seem to get the benefit of the doubt. They seem to get on the benefit. He's probably making faces. He's probably giving one of these. But they seem to always get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to the press and, the public and that sort of thing. And it's, they haven't really earned it as much on the court. They do have that one national championship in basketball under what was his name? The guy who ended up coaching at San Diego State.
Fisher.
But let's just say with
Fisher.
The recruits that they have with the Fisher, Steve Fisher, right?
Yeah.
So when they have with the recruits they have, with the program, with the funding, with the alumni base, with everything else, with their academics that they can sell as well, one of the top-notch academic schools, you would think that they would be a little bit better than they've been. And I'm not saying they've been a scrub program. I'm just saying they haven't been good enough. The Chris Webber team that didn't win the national championship, well, even if we gave them that one, they still should be in more Final Fours and more competitive than they've been. This year's team, I think, is lacking. It's just the big man and kind of everybody else. And they did dominate Maryland last time out, so getting a little bit too much love. I think there's a few games like this where you kind of got to watch, the team that did really well last time out. You have to remember, they beat Maryland last time out by, almost 40, but they lost to Central Michigan outright before that as a 21.5-point favorite. So which Michigan is it going to be? My guess it's going to be closer to the one that we saw against Lipscomb, where they were 14.5-point favorites, didn't cover the spread, but Penn State, a lot better version of Lipscomb. I think this game's going to come right down to the wire.
Yeah, this is Penn State. We're not used to seeing a team that can actually shoot. 17th in effective field goal percentage. But when you look down the line with this is the most experienced team in the nation. That's one of the things going on for them. I don't know if this will go, continue into next season with Penn State. But again, if you're going to win, it's going to be this year with just about everyone coming back.
Last year was the greatest year in the history of college basketball, with everybody allowed to come back for another year. We had the year of the super senior. We had everything else going on. This year, the transfer portal has kind of made it a little tougher to get as excited about it, but it's still a really good year. And a lot of teams with a lot of experience, even Kentucky has experience this year.
All right, we got Mitch here on Penn State +4 against Michigan. Let's ask you about one more game tomorrow. We talked about team being maybe get a little too many points there. Rutgers laying 6 here on the open against Maryland tomorrow.
That's another one of those games, because you have Rutgers coming off of the big win against Purdue, up against a Maryland team that got run out of the gym against Michigan. I don't think Maryland is as bad as the team that we saw that lost to Michigan, but they might not be as good as the team that we saw that beat Illinois and beat Miami, a month and a half ago. If they played Miami today, I'm not so sure they beat them. And if they play, if they play Illinois again, I'm not so sure they beat them again either. So I think that Maryland is definitely a much improved team from the team that we saw Mark Turgeon get fired from a year ago. But at the same time, I'm not sure they're consistent enough for me to like in a spot like this, because even though, you got to figure Rutgers is getting a lot of love here because of the win over Purdue, and it was only a 1-point win, and they play in a lot of 1-point games. Some of their losses are 1 points also. I think they're more than good enough here against this one. The loss in Columbus to Ohio State was 1 point for Rutgers also. So they've played tough against tougher, and I think they're feeling it. I think they are. I like that.
All right, Mitch, before we let you go, I know you got a lot of videos to go. It's a big card from College Hoops for tomorrow. What's going on over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat, please?
Pick Dogs, we received our silver play button from YouTube for 100,000 subscribers. You can see behind me, we're well past that at this point, at 107,000 subscribers. And of course, we've done over 65 million views at our YouTube channel. We have a great team here at Pick Dogs. Obviously, it's not just Mitch and everyone else. It's everyone else and Mitch is what it is. And it's like, I'm very, very excited that the team that we've put together. And most people that get these, it takes them 4 to 5 times longer than it takes us, than it took us to get it. And I appreciate all the help and believing in us, Tony, because when you came and joined us, you had options as well, and you chose to go with us. And I really appreciate that. I appreciate guys like Al McMordie, who have his own site and his own business as well, and takes the time to be part of our Pick Dogs community. And actually, you could tell he's not faking it, that he enjoys being part of it. And I really appreciate the support that he's given me as well over the time. Of course, Chris, Rod, Brian Bittler, everyone that's been on the morning show, the new young guns, Ron Romanelli and Jay Briggs. We're just getting started at Pick Dogs, and we have a lot of opportunity here as well. So there'll be another opportunity for someone to join our team. We always do a second chance on our Become a Capper contest. We will have a second chance capper, as well as Wayne Scott, who should be joining the show shortly, the winner of our Become a Capper contest. But I just want to thank everybody out there. This isn't mine. This is ours. And we did this. We're not people like us, like our Pick Dogs community. We're not supposed to get this. We're not supposed to be in the club. And that's what makes it twice as fun. And that's what makes it so much better. And that's why I love what we do, is that we're not supposed to be this big. We're not supposed to be this good. And the guys who feel entitled to be there, they hate that we're there. And it makes it even sweeter. So thank you guys for making this possible for me. And thank you for everyone in our Pick Dogs community, and the guys who I forgot to mention your names, everyone that's been on the shows, Al Ninos, who's consistently contributing, Jovan Burtz, James Clark, who hasn't been on as much recently, but has done some great contributions on our shows. Like I said, Rod and Chris every morning showing up, Brian Bittler, carrying the torch for all that time as well, and everybody else that's been part of it. I appreciate each and every one of you, so much. So thank you.
Absolutely, Mitch. Great work there, and you with everyone else involved. It's been great. It's great here being with Pick Dogs, and again, just seeing the growth here, and again, the amount of work everyone puts into this, the passion. It's not one of those. Let's just. I know what we've talked about before. Across the street, you said I'm more creative. I'm more hardworking. No doubt about that. It's proven there.
Yeah, so if I'm sure I forgot some people out there, but if I did forget you, go back and listen to it. Hopefully I did mention you, and if I didn't, I'll mention you guys tomorrow on the morning show, because I'm going to do the whole shtick again. Believe me, we're going to enjoy this one on our way to 1 million and our gold play button that we'll be getting from YouTube in hopefully a short amount of time. Thanks, everybody, again. Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome. Thank you as well, Mitch. Mitch here on the drive-through. All right, we'll continue here on the show, guys. If you miss a picks, we'll get recaps on the end of the show. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Up next is Big Al McMordie. Find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Fantastic 2022, fantastic 2021. The 2 years here with Pick Dogs Premium right now. Big Al, how you doing?
Take me off the mute button. Pretty good. Congratulations to Mitch. It's an unbelievable accomplishment. I'm so impressed as what he's built, and how hard he works and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah, very impressive.
Well earned.
Well earned indeed. Well did indeed. Big Al, we're going to go to the NBA tonight. Here is the Knicks. Here will be hosting the Spurs. Knicks laying 9.5, total 225.
Yeah, and as you'll know, I had to take off my Michigan hat and put on my San Antonio Spurs hat because I do want to say one thing. I 100% agree with Mitch and his take on the Michigan program when it comes to football. I think Michigan, Texas, and Texas A&M are probably the three biggest relative failures when it comes to football, with all the resources those three schools have and how little they've won, over the past 50 or 60 years. I just completely disagree when he tries to apply that to basketball, because Michigan is not a basketball school. It's not Kansas, it's not Louisville, it's not Kentucky, it's not North Carolina. The fact that they've won a title in 1989, I think is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Because I went to school there. I know they didn't have the basketball resources. It's just not a basketball school. And I did research last year after I got into discussion with Mitch, and I looked every year the ranking of their recruiting from 90 through 2021, and their average recruiting class was something like 42nd in the country. They did, so it's this misnomer. They had one great class, the Fab Five, and that's really, and then they had another good class about 2 years ago with Juwan Howard. But that's really it. In 40 years, they've had 2 good recruits. So it's just this thing where you can say they're a crap football school, and I kind of agree with that, but not basketball.
Yeah, basketball, they have some really good accomplishments there. Play very competitive, and a very competitive conference there in the Big Ten with a lot of good schools in there. You can't argue Michigan State, Ohio State, Purdue, in college hoops do good work. And here we'll be looking here at Big Al here at the Knicks and the Spurs. The Knicks, boy, this is a team that's had some issues, but then slowed it down a little bit. Beat Houston and beat Phoenix, not giving up a lot of points, but you'll be looking at this one tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the Spurs, of course, coming off a blowout loss. That's what we do this year. We get blown out a lot. Coming off that blowout loss to the Brooklyn Nets, 139-103. The Knicks are off those back-to-back blowout wins, as you just alluded to. They beat Houston by 20. They beat Phoenix by 19. They're now laying 9.5 points to my Spurs, and I'm going to take the points with San Antonio. We already beat them, I should say. Spurs, they already beat New York once this year in the Alamo City. Now coming off that 36-point loss to Kevin Durant and company, San Antonio is 148 and 98 ATS in the regular season off a loss by more than 10 points. That bodes well. They're also 89 and 53 ATS on the road versus Eastern Conference foes if that Eastern Conference opponent was not off a point spread loss, and of course they aren't. The Knicks have been horrible as a home favorite, especially a big home favorite. They're 5 and 17 ATS as a home favorite of -9 or more points. I like San Antonio plus the 9.5.
All right, Big Al here on the Spurs here, plus 9.5 here against the Knicks. And I've asked you this before. We're now into the season. Now, your thoughts overall on Popovich? There were some whispers last year about his tenure with the club, but how much longer do you think he'll stay with San Antonio?
I think that we've talked about this before. I had good knowledge from people who were inside, the Spurs organization. This was maybe 3 or 4 years ago that they were looking for his replacement. It was like the discussions had been had. He was probably planning to retire. Then his wife passed away, and I don't know what happened, but my supposition is that when his wife passed away, any plans on retiring and living out the rest of his golden years with his wife kind of go away. So now obviously his other family is the Spurs. So my guess is, and I could be totally wrong, but my guess is he's going to be there a while. I mean, at this point, after his wife passed away, why not? That's kind of how I look at the situation. I don't know, I don't have any inside information, but that's just my, amateur psychologist take on things. There
you go. We got the words here on Popovich from Big Al McMordie. He likes the Spurs plus 9.5 here against the Knicks. This one will have a start time here, 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Already past 30 days there, 1,512 units of profit document over at Pick Dogs Premium. Big NBA card tonight. Lots of college hoops, a few on the ice. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, I'm looking to bounce back. I was 0-3 yesterday in college basketball. Today I've got 7 college basketball plays, including my second college basketball conference game of the year. I hit the first one. I had my Big East game of the year on Georgetown over Connecticut. That was an easy winner. So I've got 7 plays in college hoops. I've got 4 plays in the NBA, 1 play on the ice, so 12 plays in all. And the best value is to join for a week or a month or a year, and also to team me up with one of the other champion handicappers here at Pick Dogs, like Tony.
Thank you. Get on board here with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Premium. See the great results, 1,512 units of profit over the last 30 days, coming off a fantastic 2023. It was also top unit producer in 2022. Great results in college hoops, already over 1,000 units of profit. Great NFL, great NBA. Doing great work, Big Al McMordie. Get on board right now. Big Al has a conference game of the year here up on the board right now. Credit guarantee also in action here. Individual plays from the NHL, NBA as well, and a 3-pack from the NBA. But instead of buying all these plays individually, why not just get Big Al's 1-month all sports pass? Get all of Big Al's premium plays for a month. You get all his NBA, college basketball, NFL. This will take you through championship week, NFC and AFC championships with that 1-month all sports pass from with Big Al with NFL there. So college football championship game here on Monday as well. Your 1-month pass, a really good value right now over at Pick Dodge Premium. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with the 2-point cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Big Al, as always.
I actually enjoyed handicapping the USFL last year, but isn't the XFL going to start? Is it next month? When is the XFL?
That's a good question. When is the XFL? Yeah, that's The Rock, right? The Rock is he was
McMahon or whatever. All those.
Well, Vince McMahon sold it off, right? They sold it off to The Rock. Yeah, he sold it off to The Rock.
Right.
And actually, I believe they did a press conference with a lot of the ESPN college football, February 18th, 2023.
That's the date. So I got to get with my programmer to. He created an USFL database for me last year. Now I got to have him create the XFL.
Yeah, the XFL. Actually, if you go over to the XFL homepage, there was a supplemental draft. You can kind of get an idea of the players and the coaching up there right now. There are some notable names there. I've just got to remember who they were, but let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams: Arlington, DC, Houston, Orlando, San Antonio, Seattle, St. Louis, and Vegas.
I just remember I hated the San Antonio nickname. It was so stupid.
Well, yeah, what are the Brahmas?
It has something to do. I don't even know. I have to look it up, but it has some kind of connection with The Rock. I forget the whole story behind it, but I just thought, this is a stupid name. As bad as it gets. The
first pick in the draft was Abram Smith, the running back from Baylor, went to the DC Defenders. The first pick for the San Antonio team was Jacques Patrick, a running back from Florida State. So there you go. So we're ready to roll here with XFL. That's right, yeah. Spring football. Actually, this is winter football. So we'll see how that rolls. Winter, spring, Big Al, ready to roll here.
Well, last year I hit at Pick Dogs. I hit 67% on the USFL. So hopefully we can repeat that in the XFL.
Beat that in XFL. He's competing with the USFL as well, right? We're gonna have competing spring leagues.
Yeah. Anyway. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for all you do.
You got it. Thank you, Big Al. Have a great night. We'll talk again tomorrow.
Okay. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah, Big Al McMordie here on the drive. So, guys, if you missed any picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. We'll go ahead and welcome in Ninos to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. Pretty frequent contributor here on the show. Catch him as well on the weekends here on the show as well with Mitch and company. He's over on the Skype, bro. Ready to roll here with Ninos. Al, what's happening?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight. NBA ESPN features the Lakers here to host the Heat. Boy, this line has really moved up here. Wow. Now we know the news here with LeBron James, but my goodness, the Heat here laying 8.5, total 225.
Yeah, that line is getting a little up there, as you mentioned, and rightfully so. As we mentioned the last time we were on, this Lakers team just not the same when Anthony Davis is on the court, and as little of a fan I am of LeBron James, I still rather have him playing than on my bench, especially if I'm not getting the players, we traded for him, on the court. So if he's on my roster, I'd definitely rather have him on my bench on the court than on my bench. And I think it's going to be a rough game for these Lakers, who, even at 8.5, I do think the Heat do cover this number, because I just don't see much going for this Lakers on this roster. And but again, I still think the better number here is in the first quarter, where I think the Lakers might be even more lost without their point forward, if you will, in LeBron James. And I just don't see them doing much. I see them. It said it was a rough game. I think it's going to be an even rougher start. And laying 2.5 with the Heat in the first quarter is a spot I'd rather be in than laying the 8.5 for the full game. So taking the Heat in the first quarter.
All right, we got Ninos here, the Heat, the first quarter laying the 3 here against the LA Lakers. You can also find, with these first quarter lines, there's a big variance between 2.5 and 3.5. 3 just seems to be the number, so do your line shopping here. We will let you know Davis and James out. Also, Lonnie Walker, who's usually in the starting lineup, he's out for the Lakers. Jovic, Robinson here. We got Duncan Robinson out for the Heat. Your 7 out. Still some waiting words on Martin, Vincent, Dedmon, but for the most part, Martin is one of the shooting forwards but he's probable. He is probable. So it looks like your starting lineup for Miami: Lowry, Harrow, Martin, Butler, Adebayo. We're getting the Heat now near around full strength here, which we haven't seen for some time, but they really get it done on the road.
Yeah, off to a terrible start this season, but they've turned the things around the big way, and I think this is just a miserable spot for the Lakers, and I think the Heat just pour it on them against the team they've done well against the past. They are 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 meetings against the Lakers, so and this one should definitely have an asterisk next to it, when you add it to that record. But yeah, it's a good spot for the Heat here, I think, from start to finish. And again, if that first quarter play doesn't come through, it usually would give us a good spot to bet the Heat live, which is something I'll be looking to do if by some miracle the Lakers manage to take a lead at any point.
All right, Tony Brown, Tony Brown in the chat room. I don't see Tony Brown very often in the chat room, so I know he wants me to announce that he'll give a pick if he gets the likes. Do me a favor. Why don't you text me so I can verify it is you, Tony Brown, and it's not somebody that's impersonating you. We've had that in the past happen where they impersonate guys in the chat room. So just if you would, just text me. You know how to text me just to verify that it's you in the chat room. Then I will go ahead and make that announcement. I just wanted to say that. But I wanted to give Al his segment. And someone already said fake Tony Brown already in the chat room already. That's coming in. So yeah, I just wanted to verify that. So there we go. All right, so Al Ninos here on the Heat, first quarter here, laying 3 against the Lakers. This one will have a start time here of 10 Eastern time, ESPN. All right, Al Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight's action. We'll get Al Ninos' numbers up here for you right now. Al Ninos is ready to roll here, NHL with good results here. Of course, we've got a few on the board from the NHL. We've got the NBA, a big card tonight, as well as plays here from college hoops. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I got my college hoops. I got a 3-pack in the NBA, my best bet in the NHL as well. So go ahead and get the pack you're looking for. Or if you're just in one sport, grab the sport you're looking for, the season pass you're looking for. If you're looking for all the plays, the long-term pass is definitely your best way to go. That's
right, guys. Get on board here with Al Ninos over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, you can get on board with this featured play. He's got a NBA 3-pointer, a 3-pack here from the NBA. Let's crush the books, build up that bankroll with Al Ninos' NBA 3-pack up there. Also in action with the Wednesday Power Play. Alpha Dog here. A lot of the NBA 3-packs are sold individually, but again, you may just consider getting the long-term pass. Al has a 7-day Al Sports Pass. Get on board with Al Ninos' 7-day Al Sports Pass. All of Al Ninos' premium plays for 7 days. Of course, includes all his NHL, NBA, the college football championship game on Monday, as well as the NFL for Saturday and Sunday is your 7-day Al Sports Pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper potion. Even greater value there. All right, Al Ninos, as always, great having you show. It's great to hear your contributions to the drive-through and everything you do. It's greatly appreciated, Chris, with that plaque. I feel proud about that because your contributions has been up. You've always, as you said, consistent here on the drive-through and and of course the weekend shows.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to take too much credit for it. Mitch has been doing a lot of hard work to earn that plaque, and it's a very well-earned plaque. And congrats to Mitch. And on to the next one. And I know he's not satisfied with his 100,000 plaque. I know he's looking for bigger and better numbers always, and we're always trying to make grow this community. So
exactly.
Drop those likes, those shares, leave some comments, and always love having you guys in the chat as well. So thanks for all you guys being there too. All been a huge part of it.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. All right, y'all have yourself a great evening. We'll talk with you again tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Tony. Have a good one.
Al Ninos here on the drive. So you guys have missed any of our picks. We'll recap at the end of the show. But let me look at my phone here. Let me see if Tony Brown No, Tony Brown did not text me. He did not text me. So I don't know if that may not be the real Tony Brown. So I will not make that announcement. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Just in time to bring in Rod Zawacky because they're close to dropping the puck here in the semifinals of the World Juniors here between Team USA and Team Canada. We'll start off here by letting him tell you who he likes and why he likes it. If you happen to miss the show yesterday, let's go ahead and bring in Rod Zawacky in right now. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. Just getting ready to watch this hockey. Exciting. It was a good game in the first game of the first semifinal. Chechnya is in there, so we know they're in the final. So the winner of this one will be playing them for the gold medal game.
Yeah, it seemed like they got that goal in there in the overtime. We're probably minutes away from dropping the puck. Rod, who did you like again?
I like Team Canada here, and I think they, just as Chris said, I think it's a close, tight game, right? And he doesn't like that last goal. I think they score the empty netter to make the puck in a half. So I think it comes right down to the wire. That last goal, USA's got a 6-on-5. Canada gets the empty netter. So I'm going to go Canada on the puck line in this one.
Canada puck line about minutes away from dropping the puck here. Team USA, Team Canada semifinal, the World Junior Championship winner to take on the Czechs as they win in overtime against Sweden there. Sweden had it all themselves. They had a 1-0 lead, and they had actually a 2-man advantage.
Oh, they had the chances, right? Definitely had the chances. They just couldn't score that goal. Goalie stood on his head and made some nice saves there to preserve the win.
Yep, indeed.
Definitely,
So this one ready to start here.
In overtime to get the win, and hey, great to see.
Yeah, it looks like a really good atmosphere there. If you got NHL Network, they're broadcasting this live on NHL Network here. All right, Rod, tonight we're going to the ice tonight as the Ducks here host the Stars. Stars looking to get off the mat after last night. I'm still surprised the Kings are winning games, but they did. Stars minus 210, total 6.
Yeah, you look, the Kings still winning games. And for me, you look at who started in goal tonight. Well, it'll be Wedgwood in goal tonight. His last time out, he stopped 33 shots, but it was in a 5-4 loss against the Hurricanes. So I can forgive that loss. Tough place to come play. He played a solid game and just come up short with the loss on that one. But you look at his 3 starts before that, he came in relief of Ottinger and only gave up 1 goal. A couple games before that, he gave up 1 goal. He's been solid in the pipes. And you look his counterpart Gibbons is in goal for the Ducks tonight, and yuck, he has been awful in goal. His last 2 games, he's given up 10 goals, so he's on an average of 5 games right now. So we're going to go with the Dallas Stars in this one, as I expect Wedgwood to have a solid start against this Ducks team. You look at the Ducks offense; they're only averaging 2.2 goals. Second last in the NHL on offensive output. And you look, the Ducks are 15-64 their last 79 versus a team with a winning record. Nice bounce spot here for the Stars in this one. We're going to take Dallas Stars on the puck line. I think they easily handle the Ducks. I think they did earlier in the season 5-0. I don't know if it's 5-0 again, but we easily win by 2 in this one. Take the Dallas Stars.
All right, we got Rod here on the Stars here. Take the puck line, lay the goal and a half, get the plus money on your side here against a Duck team that has just been. I mean, what do you say about this Ducks team? It's been bad here. At least the Kings, they had their down seasons and they showed some life here, but the Ducks just can't get off this night. 10-24-2 this season. Negative 18 units on the 1,800 units on money line backing them.
Yeah, just not good. You look, even they're 5-21 in the last 26 versus a team that scored 2 goals or less in the previous game as well. So, great bounce back spot here for Dallas. This Dallas team is too strong, too fast. Also, good to take an anytime goal for the Dallas Stars. Take Jimmy Benn, anytime goal. Double your money. Plus
there you go. Extra one there from Rod. Rod here, Stars puck line, let it go and half, plus 125 here against the Ducks. This one to have a start time 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. Just 3 on the ice tonight, but we do have a big card from the NBA. Lots of college hoops going off here. Game start already started, but we have plenty at the top of the hour. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
And for me over at Pick Dodge Premium, I've got my $15 bookie buster going in the NHL. 9-4 our last 13 plays in the NHL. Looking to keep it rolling. You can scoop that up. That's my lone single play in the NHL tonight. This one just missed the premium. It's Dallas Stars one, so you guys get it here for that. And I also have some hoops plays. I've got an NBA triple. Love those 3 plays in tonight's NBA action. Or you can get my Wednesday bookie busters, where you've got 3 plays in the NBA plus 2 college basketball plays I love. Scoop all those up, get my Wednesday bookie busters. Or now's that time, all sorts of sports action going this week. Grab a 3-day, grab a 7-day, grab a 30-day, or even use that 2-for-1 capper deal and pair me up with any one of the other hot cappers that you see on the leaderboards. Let's make some money this week. Use that promo code PICK and save 50% off all your purchases up to $25 or more over at Pick Dogs Premium.
That's right. Get on board with Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs. Prim's got his $15 bookie buster on the board right now. It's a solo play from the NHL. Continuing on his 9-4 NHL run over the last 7 days. So get on board with this $15 premium play. Also in action with plays here with a 5-pack up there. Bookie buster 5-pack, 3 from the NBA and 2 from college hoops as well. NBA Birdcage. Of course, the long-term passes will serve you well. You can get on board with Rod with a with the 7-day All Sports Pass. Get all of Rod's premium plays for 7 days. It would include the NFL for 7 days as looks like USA got on the board already, 1-0.
Already, right?
Already 1-0 Team USA. They get one between the pipes there. But yeah, get on board with Rod. A 7-day all sports pass to all of his premium plays from the NBA, college hoops. Remember, the NFL is Saturday and Sunday this week. We got the college football championship game there on Monday. All your NBA, college hoops, NHL, 7-day pass to best value over at Pick Dogs Premium. At a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion, even greater value there. Of course, the promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off. Right, Rod, as always, great having you on the show. Keep up the work. We'll talk with you again on Steak Friday. We'll catch you on the mornings every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as the Puck Dog Show with you and Chris with those hockey videos.
Yeah, definitely tune into the morning show. Always have a good time. Me, Chris, and Mitch definitely tune into that. Or check out the videos. Me and Chris have been shooting the Puck Dogs. Absolutely love shooting the Puck Dogs videos. Check out the parlay we got going for tomorrow. Love that one as well. So definitely check that out. Like, follow, subscribe. That way you get notified when all the content is released. And without you guys, we couldn't have got to 100,000 people. So appreciate everybody. Congratulations on the big YouTube achievement. That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
I remember one begging just to go live. I
need those 1,000 subscribers.
Good time. Oh yeah, right in the beginning. Oh man, I remember. It seems like just yesterday. Can't believe it's been. We're all the way up, well over 100,000, and we're just starting.
Yeah,
excited. Love it.
Yeah, looking already almost at 110. It's moving right already, just like that. Blink your eye and boom. Yeah.
Thanks everybody. Appreciate everybody.
Absolutely. All right, Rod, have yourself a great evening. We'll talk to you again on Steak Friday.
Yeah, definitely. You take care, Tony. And we'll see everybody else on Friday. See everybody else tomorrow morning.
You got it. Check out Rod in the mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, every day here on the Pick Dogs channel, weekdays and weekends. Remember, the weekend shows 10 a.m. Eastern Time as well. A lot of the drive-through cappers tune in then, including guys like Big Al, Ninos, Javon. A lot of them show up for the weekend show. Let's continue here on the drive-through. Let's go ahead and let's get my game up. We're going to go to college hoops for tonight. We're looking at this one tonight between Davidson and Loyola Chicago. Davidson here laying the 4. Total sits here at 134.5. I'm going to be on the road underdog here, Loyola Chicago here at plus the 4 here against this Davidson team. As we're looking at this one tonight, Loyola Chicago and Davidson. Loyola Chicago 0-1 start here in the A10 conference, but the Wildcats, they've lost 3 of 4 at home. That's Davidson. And they've also failed to cover 4 or 5 at home. But on the road, the Ramblers have shot the ball well, 49%, and holding teams at 18% from 3. And we're going to be looking here at Loyola Chicago here, taking the 4 points. And they've all, the issue here is that Davidson has not really had a good mark here on their home court this season. They've dropped some games, and they've been really, this is a team that Davidson has been really weak on the glass, and they're only hitting 31% from 3. This used to be a really sharp shooting Davidson team, right? They were always good, but it's not the same this year. And we're going to look here at the Ramblers. Like we said, they've lost 3 of 4 at home. So we'll be looking at the Ramblers here from Loyola Chicago. Take the 4 in this one. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs from tonight. I've got plays up there for you over at Pick Dogs. My 3-pack here is up right now from the college basketball. Also, my best bet from the NBA is up there as well. So I've got lots of 4 premium plays for you up there on the board. Once you go ahead and get on, sign up to one of my long-term passes, you get my 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Got all of my premium plays for that time period. Just select when you go over to my handicapper page and make that purchase. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with a 2-for-1 capper promotion. Even greater value there. So get signed up. We got still top of the hour before the game start. So let's roll with it. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Take a look at some of the chatters out there. We got James Thrower in the chat room today. We got Pete Kramer up there as well. He's looking at that Duke game. And, of course, we got Andy Adelson out there as well, looking around all of the social media. In the chats today, we got Blake M., Steph, Ramon, Rocco Rogers in the chat, Mo Harris in the chat as well. Giving a shout out there to Rod. So lots happening tonight over on the chat room. Appreciate you guys here on the show. Let's continue on, and now it's time to recap the plays from today's show. Let's get to the recap. Start off with Chris. Chris likes Sacramento, lay the 1 against the Hawks. Mitch was on Penn State plus the 4 against Michigan. Big on McMordie, Spurs plus the 9.5 against the Knicks. Al Ninos, Heat first quarter, laying 3 against the Lakers. Rod like the Stars, lay the 1.5 plus 125 against the Ducks. I'll be on Loyola here, Chicago, the plus 4 against Davidson. The one I like the most here, I like the Rod here with the Stars, lay the 1.5 against the Ducks. Ducks are just, and Gibson the net. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Gibson in net. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Make sure you tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers in here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. Still give out their live picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget, it starts every day live here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time with the morning show. You got Mitch, you got Chris, you got Rod Zawacky. Lots of video series here on the Pick Dogs channel. You've got Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. We also have his betting tools show, the Puck Dogs with Rod and Chris, as well as the NFL show with Big Al. We got Jay as well as Mitch. That's up on the board right now. They shot the NFL show for Week 18. Jay's Jam Session covers all the NBA picks from every game on the board. Javon's Parlay. Ron Romanelli with his college basketball rundown. And, of course, we're looking here for a week from Saturday back with the UFC show, because I know Mills is part of that, so is Brad. There's some talks that it may just be a rundown of videos. We'll see how that rolls. But you'll get MMA coverage when they come back a week from Saturday. MMA back in action here. A big shout out to the Mills. Mills is in the chat room. You can give him a shout out as well as Mike Jones and Johnny K. And he likes the other side. He likes the Ducks got a shot here. So that's what Johnny K says. Dallas here on a back-to-back. All right. That'll do it here for this edition here of the Drive-Thru. Let's go ahead and bring our crew from tonight's show. Going to wait. Bye, guys. You guys have a great evening. We'll talk with you again.